make some family roots in Pittsburgh. Was accepted at all of the law schools to which I applied, but strong Pittsburgh bond, desire to remain in Pittsburgh, practice in Pittsburgh, which got me acquainted with a lot of the legal community while here as a student, and liked it.
Actually, I came to Pitt not for economics, not for business, but for engineering, aeronautical engineering. If you recall, back in the early 60s, that was the era of the space race, and everybody, at least at the school I went to, we were convinced that we needed to all be scientists, engineers, and things like that. So, wonderful school here at the university in aeronautical engineering, came, enrolled, found out that I didn't want to be an aeronautical engineer. I transferred from engineering, but I did learn how to print very nicely in engineering graphics. So people commend, as an accountant, the people say, well, you really print very nicely now. And I said, I owe that all to my engineering background.
Well, I came here in my sophomore year. I was from New Kensington. I'm still from New Kensington. Everyone else in my family has left and become rich and famous, and I'm still there. But my first year I went to Dickinson College because I understood that they had a good pre-med program. And New Kensington is a small town. Carlisle, Pennsylvania is even a smaller town. And Dickinson is a very small liberal arts college. And after I was there for a year, I decided I wanted to get into the big time, and I wanted to have the benefits of a university and the benefit of being in a big city. And Pitt seemed like a natural because both my mother and father had gone to Pitt. My mother graduated in 1931 when just about very few women graduated from college in those days and stayed on in the master's program. And so Pitt just seemed like a natural, and it was a very good choice because I stayed here not only through my bachelor's but also through my professional degree.
I went to Shadyside Academy at prep school, and every year they asked me, where you want to go to college? And I said, Carnegie Mellon, Carnegie Tech. Carnegie Tech, I want to go to Carnegie Tech because I want to be an actor. My mother was an actress in Pittsburgh for 40 years and at the Playhouse. And so they said, all right, well then you should try to get an interview over at CMU, and I did. And the guy scared the hell out of me, so much so that I thought, I can't do this. And my mother said, well, I'll help you. I'll help you get these. We were required to do 2 monologues in front of the, quote, full faculty. And that's all I had to hear. And I was so scared. And I thought, no, I can't do this. I'm 17 years old. So I decided, well, what am I going to do? Pitt. And that's how I got here.
Well, I was 16 when I graduated high school. And I had a very strong Italian father who said, you will either go to Pitt or you won't go to college. Now, he was a Pitt graduate of 1928 and in pharmacy. And I put up a little sting. And I said, I was enrolled in the pharmacy school, and he said, and one morning at breakfast, I said, I don't want pharmacy. And I expected my father to explode, and he didn't. He said, well, this is your life. This is your career. You have to pick what you will be happy with. And after my dad said that, I didn't think pharmacy school was so bad after all. So I ended up as practicing all of my career at the McGee Women's Hospital as the director of pharmacy.
Well, I grew up in a small town in Mon Valley, Glassport, and I really didn't know what I was doing. I was not only the first person in my family that graduated from college, I was the first person to graduate from high school. So guidance counselor suggested that my aptitude might be such that I could apply it to engineering. So I applied to both Carnegie Tech and to Pitt. Pitt gave me a scholarship, and I came to Pitt.
In India, I was in pre-med, and in the first term of my pre-med, my father died accidentally. So I had no choice but to quit the school. So I became a custom tailor. I practiced tailoring for several years. At the same time, I went to the school. I got a diploma in tailoring, and I completed 2 bachelor's, 2 masters, and I was selected for this international fellowship. In those days, the communication was very slow, so after I came here, I found that I got admitted in Harvard and University of Pennsylvania. But since I was already here, I decided to stay here, and I'm still here. So my experience is very, I consider myself as an opportunist.